Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm checking out the YQSAVIOR, available for around $130 on Amazon. I actually misspoke. I know the prices tend to fluctuate, but as of right now, you can pick it up for $110 on Amazon. So it seems like it's got some decent specs for the price point. It doesn't really show any of the specs or anything around the box here. In the box is the tablet itself. I guess it comes with a case, which is rare to see. We'll look at this more in just a moment. Underneath that should be the instructions manual, and there's a warranty policy here too, along with the cables that should be in here. At this point in time, I'm pretty sure it's a USB Type-C. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. And yep, it's USB Type-C. And do we have we do have a wall outlet with that. To me, this tablet kind of feels a little thicker than other tablets I've seen, and it is made of metal, but for some reason at times it does kind of feel like just hard plastic, but you know, I guess it's metal, can't really complain there. And you can grip it in one hand, similar to the Vast King tablet that I tested out like just last week or 2 weeks ago. The bezels are kind of thin on the sides, and that's always appreciated. The smaller the better. Starting from the top left, you've got the microphone, USB Type-C port, micro SD card slot. On the side is the 3.5mm headphone jack, volume keys, power button, reset button. On the bottom are two speaker grills. I'm not sure if they meant from both sides. And then nothing else on the side. And the camera, which is nicely synced in. It says 8 megapixels back here. And I wonder if that's an LED flash. No, it doesn't look like it. The camera is located on the top, to the right a little bit here. It's kind of in an odd area. Kind of typical to your other tablets that you see. But what's not is this case. And this case can also be used as a kickstand. It's nice that they included that, you know, I can't complain. It is rubber, nothing too crazy. Fortunately, it's not really correctly cut because the micro SD card slot, there's no cut for it, which is a little unfortunate, so you're just going to have to take it out a little bit. But again, I can't complain because it did come with the tablet, so yeah, I really no problems with that. And this is similar to the iPad case. Remember when you open it and close it, and then the screen just shuts off, but that's not the case here. But the case does act as a kickstand if you have it in a triangle like this, and you can lay it up. You can have it stand like that. And the same way as if you're going to be typing on this, you can just have it slightly up like this, and you're good to go to type whatever you want to do. This screen looks like it's becoming the standard in a lot of tablets now, a 1920 by 1200 display, and I'm not complaining because this is a nice screen to look at. The only thing is that it's not laminated, so you will see a gap on the screen. I also want to mention that this does come with a screen protector that you could remove if you want to, but why would you want to? Again, unless it gets too dirty, of course. Besides that, if we go down into settings and see the battery, or not battery, but storage, there's about a little over 25 gigs free, but when you update some apps, it might go a little under that. So it seems like there's a good amount. And I do know that, unfortunately, it's running Android 9, which is slightly older. But personally, I really don't mind that it's running an older version of Android because, you know, running Android 10, I didn't really notice too many differences with Android 9 to Android 10 on some tablets. Maybe there's some minor updates, like maybe there's a nighttime that I don't think is on here. But that's the main reason why I'm able to overlook that, you know, running Android 9 versus 10, it doesn't seem like a big difference between the tablets. But I digress. I went outside to take some pictures, and of course they're nothing great. But what I am impressed by is that you're able to like read stop, and you can actually read the street corner names. But I'm not going to show that. I don't want to give away my location. This seems like it'll be good to take notes on pictures for class or something along those lines. And I did take a front-facing picture, and it seems okay. I guess I would say it's a step up from like other tablets, which is a good thing. Oh, and by the way, the screen does not get bright enough to use outside in sunlight. Setting it up is pretty simple, as most of it is. So the video quality is good. It's at 1080p. Unfortunately, this won't play videos at 60 frames per second because this isn't a 60 Hz screen. I think the refresh rate might even be below 50. And it is noticeable when you play some games and whatnot, which I'll show in just a moment. But besides that, the speakers are located on the side. Again, I wish they were on the front because some more tablets that we're seeing these days, are either located in the front or they're a little more dynamic, having one on each side. The only redeeming part about this is that it does get loud. Even though it's tinny, it gets loud, and that's really what matters to me when it comes to speakers, because I don't expect too much at this price point. On Geekbench, this seems like it got a relatively decent score on the multi-core score. The single core is like pretty much expected. That's what it comes around, 150. 830 is a little higher than what we've seen, but I will take this with a grain of salt because this is inhibiting my chance to check out the compute score. And of course I don't see Antutu benchmark, but I haven't seen that in other tablets either. From web browsing, I haven't noticed any problems. It seems pretty decent overall. Pretty fluid, pretty solid. One downside that I don't like about this is that apparently there is no multitasking, or at least from it might not be enabled, which is possible, but I looked through settings and I couldn't find anything for it, and that's pretty unfortunate to see because from what I recall, I think Android 9 tablets did have multitasking, so I'm not sure why this doesn't, and this in and of itself can be a deal breaker, so I understand that. But if you don't use multitasking, then I guess you can ignore that part. But still disappointing to see that it's not there, because even when it does lag a bit with multitasking, at least it's there. Some people tend to take advantage of that, so I wish that would have been there still. And first game here is RuneScape, old school RuneScape. And there's no major problems except when I was running back and forth kind of farther away, it did lag a little, or it did freeze up once every while. It was like kind of rare though. I mean, I haven't tested this out for too long, but I'm just telling you based on like what I've seen so far. Besides that, it does seem decent. I don't notice any major problems. It definitely seems playable because it isn't using anything too graphic intensive, or the graphics aren't really that like high end on this game. Let me see if I can zoom in a little. Next game here is Fruit Ninja 2, and it's handling it pretty well, except sometimes when I do have a combo, it tends to slow down a bit once in a while. So far it's running buttery smooth, which is great to see. But you may notice that hiccup once in a while or not, but overall it is playable. Next one here is Roblox. This game is called the Jailbreak inside of Roblox. I really don't know how to play this too well. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's playable. I mean, you can probably tell based on how much it's lagging here. I guess the world is loading up as I went outside, so that's one thing. You can probably judge for yourself, but to me this doesn't look like it's really playable. You know, I'm going to sound like a broken record when I say this, because I've said this about plenty other tablets around this price point, and that's the fact that this is, I think, good for a decent choice for light gaming, watching some videos here and there. And I've said this about a lot of other tablets, but what makes this stand out a little more from the rest is, first and foremost, is that case. But besides the case here, this is also cheaper and more affordable than those other tablets that I've been talking about. Granted, you can't multitask, which is a big downside, and it's running Android 9. But if you can overlook those two things, and if you don't really, multitask, then this is a good choice. I think Netflix would be great on here. I mean, I haven't tried Netflix on here, but assuming that you can run videos at 1080p, you can't run it at 60 FPS, but, watching videos in full HD, that sounds like a good choice for $110, which is what it is at the time of this video. I'll have links down below. Leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more. As always, thanks for watching.